स्वं बोधमात्रं परिशुद्धतत्त्वं विज्ञाय सङ्घे नृपवच्च सैन्ये तदात्मनैवात्मनि सर्वदा स्थितो विलापय ब्रह्मणि विश्वजातम्।
नमः परमर्षिभ्यः हरिः ओम्। उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तवासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धाम दाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्यां जागर्तु चित्ते मम बोधरूपम् अद्राक्षम् अक्षेण दयानिधानम् आचार्यम् आद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुदन्तं विद्राविताशेषतमोगणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्य मायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महान् तत्त्वमसीति बोधम् ममाद्य देवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात्कृतसन्निधानः ओङ्काररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्यगध्वान्तमपाकरोतु सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। सकल निगमचूडास्वान्तसिद्धान्तगुह्यं परमिदमतिगुह्यं दर्शितं ते मयाद्यम् अपगतकलिदोषः कामनिर्मुक्तबुद्धिः तदाल्तुलम् असकृत्वं भावयेदं मुमुक्षुः। हितमिदम् उपदेशमाद्रियन्तां विहितनिरस्तसमस्तचित्तदोषाः भवसुखविमुखाः प्रशान्तचित्ताः श्रुतिरसिकाः यतयो मुमुक्षवो ये संसाराध्वनितापभानुकिरणप्रोद्भूतदाहव्यथा खिन्नानां जलकांक्षया मरुभुवि भ्रान्त्या परिभ्राम्यताम् अत्यासन्नसुधाम्बुतिं सुखकरं ब्रह्माद्वयं दर्शयन्ति एषा शङ्करभारती विजयते निर्वाणसन्दायिनी। सर्ववेदान्त सिद्धान्तगोचरं तम् अगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। From my heart, I really feel happy that in this heat all of you have come. So we are listening to Vivekachudamani of Shankaracharya. Last few verses very poetical slokas. Shankaracharya is giving more emphasis to direct experience. Without direct experience of the self, simply talking about it or even thinking about it will not make you really free. अकृत्वा दृश्य विलयम अज्ञात्वा तत्वम आत्मनः बाह्य शब्दैः कुतो मुक्तिः उक्तिमात्र फलैः नृणाम. This was the verse. Drishya vilayam. Drishya means what is seen. Just like you use a duster to erase what is written in the board. Can you erase the scene? Generally we do it while sleeping. Here you have to do it in samadhi. Samadhi means the journey is from drishya to drik, from what is seen to the seer. That is why Bhagavan always, somebody asks him doubt, he will say, find out the doubter. Who is asking the doubt? It is actually great anugraha. Pushing your mind from outside to the drik, turning towards the drik. From what is seen to the seer. And when the mind is completely held in the seer, the scene will no more be there. That is drishya vilayam. Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Another term which Vivekachudamani uses is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. There is some conflict in that. We have already spoken about it. Like in the scholarly circle, they will say Nirvikalpa Samadhi is a yogic experience. For that Bhagavan gave two names. One is Sahaja Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Kevala Nirvikalpa Samadhi. The mind merges in that state and comes out means Kevala. But even that is a great thing. Once a person takes a dip into the transcendental, you can see that in his face. Something which does not belong to this world will be there. He is a seer. He has at least once broken this wall of time and space. So from drishyam to drik, and be free of this grip, scorpionic grip of Drishyam. That is so much honest. That is samsara. Something you see, you are affected. Something you hear, you are affected. Idella Drishyam. Ellame Drishyam da idella. And something you feel in the mind, that is the most important Drishyam. Because these outer forms are only suggestions. But what I feel about seeing this, it is the real Drishyam. So merging that Drishyam in Drik. And not only that, Tattvajnana comes. When the mind merges there, the state where the mind is not. In Bhagavan's language, the state where the I is not. The I thought is not. Nan udiyat ulla nilai. And in that state, what exists is my real nature. When the person is in that state, that is the right time the Guru tells him, you are that. Very informal way, Bhagavan Ramana's presence, this teaching will be happening, very informal. So some, like Devaraja Mudaliyar, who wrote that Day by Day with Bhagavan, he was a lawyer by profession. So he will always talk a lot, ask more and more questions to Bhagavan. Kanakamma once told me, we used to wonder how he is able to talk. Because the presence is so peaceful. Nobody would like to talk, but he will ask Bhagavan, Brahma Anubhavam eppadi irukkum? He will ask Bhagavan, what will be it like to experience the Atma, the self? And Bhagavan will say, Adi eppadi solradhu voi patta theriyum. How to tell that? You have to experience it. So you will still, Bhagavan, you tell something about it like that, he will ask. And one day, see, this is the mysterious phenomenon for which you need a master. Bhagavan's that samadhi, even Paul Brenton wrote about it. It's like fragrance coming from a flower. Like that, the presence will be wafting around. So, sometimes you will get affected by it very deeply. Many of the disciples or many devotees, they came to Bhagavan's presence, got affected by it. At least once in their life, they were absorbed in that state for at least few minutes. So, one day, Devaraja Mudaliyar, this person was affected. He was in that silence. And Bhagavan at that time was looking somewhere, and it is difficult for Bhagavan to turn like this. He had that rheumatism. So he just, with great difficulty, he turned this side and looked at him. Then Devaraja Mudaliyar asked, Bhagavane, idudana adu. Without any adjective to that, without any name, Bhagavan is this, that. Bhagavan smiled because he will put all names, so many words, so many questions. Now he is asking, is this, that? Bhagavan smiled and said, Adita oi id. He said, this is that. So, when the disciple is in that state, the Acharya tells him, remain there. You are that. Don't identify again with this offshoot, this individual sense. Remain as the whole, that Purna. So, that recognition, Tatra Atmatvam Dridhikurvan, later on Vivekachudamani Acharya will say, a glimpse of it and putting your attention hook there. I am that. And giving up all identity with this I. Ahamadishu Santyajani. Udasinataya. I am just chanting verses which will come later on. But we don't know when we will come, and every time new listeners are there. So just any talk will a little bit of the essence. So identifying with that and ignoring the ego. Ego will again arise. Don't imagine that once you take a dip into that state, no more ego will be there. Ego will come. As long as prarabdha is there, ego is the sentinel for that. Security guard. Without that, you cannot have this. Ramakrishna said, the ego, after that samadhi also it arises, but it is not real. Jnani knows it is not real. Bhagavan, after telling this, Bhagavan says, even now it is not real. Even in the ignorant state it is not real, but you are under the illusion that it is real. But after waking up, you know that it is not real. The Jiva Bhava is not real. So this experience, without attaining that, simply saying, I am Brahman, or publishing, I got enlightenment in Tiruvannamalai. Others you can make others feel, or fame, name will come, but your own inner joy, your own inner prasada, mana prasada, chitta prasada, that is the sign, that inner happiness, that fulfillment, santosha, it will not be there. Your own heart will tell you are bluffing. Tayumanur, one of the greatest saints about 200 years back, he says, Katra arival unai naan kandavan pol soodhu aadil. By mere learning, I can deceive others. But my mind tells me, my conscience tells me, Kutram yendru en nenje kodikkum paraparame. Oh Lord, my own conscience tells me, Kutram. Kutram means wrong. It is not true. So, your own heart has to tell that there is great happiness inside. So that is very important. For that, what should one do? Suppose there is, somebody tells, this place where you are sitting, underneath, there is treasure. There is a story that one beggar was sitting on a big, something like a waste basket, something like a waste tin. For 30-40 years he was begging. People will come and go and give him 10 rupees, 20 rupees, like that. Somebody told him, the box on which you are sitting, have you ever opened it? He said, there is nothing inside. I have been sitting here for last 30 years. My father was also sitting. Generations after generations, we are beggars. So even if you are sitting for 30 years, unless you open it, you will not understand. Open it. And when he opened, it was full of gold. Like that is this inner treasure. Bhagavan in Vamamala says, Arunachala, you are the greatest treasure that I got without much seeking. Tedadu Uttra Nal Tiruvarul Nidhi. That treasure is there inside. You should also have the joy of receiving it. So that is what the next verse is. Revo. Aptoktim khananam Tathoparishilapakarsanam swikritim Nikshepas samapekshate nahi bahihi Shabdaistu nirgacchati Tadvat brahma vidopadesha manana Dhyanadibhirlabhyate Maya karyatirohitam swamamalam Tattvam na duryuktibhihi. A treasure hidden deep below under the earth can be found only when the exact site is known, excavations carried out, and the earth, stones, etc. hiding it are removed. Never can it come out if merely called by name. Similarly, the pure truth of the self, which lies hidden beneath our delusion and its effects, can be attained through the instructions of one who is a knower of Brahman, followed by reflection, meditation, etc. But never can the self emerge and manifest itself as a result of repeating some perverted arguments, wrong logic, or you can say misleading logic. So this is the verse. So aptoktim. First you listen that what you are seeking is, first message is, it is within you. This is Varta. They call Varta. Varta means the great news. So many births we have not heard this, that what we are seeking is inside us. So that is the first step, aptoktim. See, something very, very intimate, very close. Suppose, just think about it. What is speciality of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi? What is Bhagavan's speciality? Huh? Many were there. What is Bhagavan's teaching? Huh? Bhagavan's teaching. Simple teaching. Nothing about corporate. What is Bhagavan's teaching? Who am I? Who am I? Is it not ridiculous that you have missed this I for so many births, asking about many other things, but something which is utterly simple, very intimate. The first person, every sentence you start with I, and yet you have not asked what is the implied essence, real meaning of this. To tell you that this is not what you take it to be, it is the real self, it is God. You know, there is one beautiful song by Namadeva, Maharashtra saint, where he says to Lord Narayana Vitthala, he says, Vitthala, before I received your grace, I thought that I is me. Now when I got your grace, I recognize that the I is you. Myself is divine. Divyo hi amurtah purushaha. So, such a simple thing, some teacher comes and tells you. Aptokti. This is Aptokti. Apta means one who have attained. Apta, prapta, one who has got it. So, Aptoktim, some treasure is there somewhere. Somebody tells you, it is there. You can, there is a what they call folk tale, something like that, you know, where one magician comes and gives a collyrium, something which you can put in your eyeliner, and you look at the ground, you see treasure. Like that, Anjana, we call Anjana. Bhagavan also used the same term. Where? Ramancharanatirtha. Enadhu? Maymayai neethu mayinal. Arul mayinal. May means Anjana. Anjana means that black ink made with ghee. You put it here, you see treasure. Like that, you put the Anjana of Jnanam, you see self hidden everywhere. Just think about it, how it will look. Look at every body. It's all, through all the eyes, Arunachala is shining. Divine is shining. You behold the divine in every form. At least imagine about that beautiful state. No bondage, no attraction, no aversion, no envy, no desire, no hatred. Because every body that comes to you is like a temple. You see Ishvara inside. Ishvaro jiva kalaya pravishto Bhagavan iti. Ishvara as jiva is shining everywhere. Even in plants, in trees, in animals. And if you start enjoying that, that is called a special power. Anvikshiki Vidya. When the person has that Anvikshiki Vidya, with open eyes, he is ever in ecstasy. Just some dog is going, we are seeing Ishvara there. A butterfly, you see God. Neelaf patango harito lohitaksha. As the Upanishad says, the Rishis says, Neelaf patanga, that black bird, that crow, and that green parrot. Tadidgarbhaha, that cloud which is carrying lightning in its womb. That river, that ocean, the sage, whatever he is beholding, he says, he is Shiva. Anyway, so when such a sage tells you that you look at people, men or women, as individuals, it is not true. In your own heart is great treasure. Once you know that, you will see that everywhere. This is the first message, Aptoktim. Now what should one do? Treasure is there. What should I do? Dig. Khananam. You have to dig. Then some straw, hard rock comes. With great difficulty you have to remove that rock. Shila apakarshan. Great difficulty. Formerly you dig a well, you reach a point where there is a rock. People generally will stop there because very difficult. It is not easy to break the rock. And for now they have much more sophisticated instruments. Formerly they will use some gunpowder to break it. Once they break that, the water that comes from the depth of rocks will be very sweet, very pure also. So the rock must be removed. Then you have to take the treasure, own the treasure. Simply talking will not do. Tadvad, like that. Brahma Vidopadesha. The first thing is Upadesha of a Brahmavit. A knower of Brahman has to give you Upadesha. From him, see, this is a great secret. Unless you hear about it from a knower, real force will not come. That inspiration to do sadhana will not come. That is why Bhagavan says, you need an outer power to push the mind inward. Once the mind is sufficiently pushed inward, the rest will be done by the power inside. It will swallow that force, that mind. So a push from outside, a pull from within. Process is complete. So this outer Brahmavitopadesha, then Manana. You listen. The talk was very good. Go. Manana. No? Manana means that also, today morning there was great discussion about it. Continuing contemplation of, see, the satsanga has an impact on you. It is not simply about Vedanta. Even Bhakti also. You listen, then you go away. There is, in Bhakti, they give a very beautiful name. You have a recollection, and Ramanacharya gives a beautiful term for that. He says, Prema Garbha Smriti. He says it is Prema Garbha Smriti. The memory is there, but the memory is impregnated with divine love. So that is a kind of samadhi. It's a bhava samadhi. You remember that presence you enjoyed. You remember that state. You remember that divine form. You remember that divine name in Bhakti. Like that in Jnanam also, you remember that Chit, that pure awareness, recollect it again and again. That is Mananam. And deeper Mananam is Nididhyasana, where all disturbances are removed. You are not disturbed by sleep. This rock comes, underneath, that is sleep. You try to meditate, go deep within. This, what they call rock-like state comes. Spiritually, mostly many of you would have encountered that. A state where you are not able to do anything. Not able to meditate, not able to inquire. You sit there, feel dull. Shila apakarshana. This is like a very strong boulder inside, rock inside. Many people have to go through that state of dryness, spiritual dryness. In every mystic tradition, they have written about these things. Okay, a state where one feel very dry, don't feel about God, don't feel about Guru, nothing. Not able to inquire, not able to meditate. So this is a state that also you have to transcend. Then Dhyāna. Dhyāna means Nididhyasana. Time-bound samadhi. Nididhyasana is time-bound samadhi. For a little bit of awareness is there that I am meditating, holding it, and that is Nididhyasana. Nishchayena dridhadaya brahmani samsthapanam manasaha. With firm conviction, the mind is made to abide in that egoless state, that nirvikalpa sthiti, that pure mauna. So Nididhyasanam, all this you continue and experience that state beyond all the upadhis, beyond all limitations, not by simply logic, reasoning, words, they will not do. So this is the shloka. Aptoktim khananam tathopari shilapakarsanam svikritim nikshepas samapekshate nahi bahihi shabdaistu nirgacchati tadvad brahmavidopadesha mananadhyanadibirlabhyate maya karya tirohitam swamamalam tattvam na duryuktibihi naisha tarkena matirapaneya proktanyenaiva sujnanaya preshtha. In Kathopanishad, Yama tells Nachiketa, this what you have attained cannot be attained by tarka, by reasoning, logic. Prokta anyenaiva, a knower is needed. One who has realized has to tell you that. Sujnanaya, then only sujnana, clear anubhuti will happen. Pandito medhavi gandharaneva upasampatyeta. These are all Shruti Vakyas, quotings by Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswami in his commentary. Okay. Tasmat sarva prayatnena भवबन्ध विमुक्तये स्वेनैव यत्नः कर्तव्यः रोगादेरिव पंडितैः. तस्माद् hence sarva prayatnena, with all effort, with immense effort, Bhavabandha vimuktaye, to be free of the samsara bandha, suffering, misery of ignorance. Svenaiva yatna kartavyaha, one has to put all yatna. In whatever way you have to struggle, you have to struggle. You have to awaken all your hidden energy. Like what? Like you are detected of some disease, you will not rest. Doesn't matter. Some people will do. But if you are serious about getting free of that, becoming free, then you decide, I have to take medicine, whatever the doctor or the Vaidya, physician tells you, you have to obey that. Somehow I should be free. Roga dehe iva, like disease. See, that we were discussing about that Buddhism. There, this comes. Buddha, many places he says, he calls himself as a healer. And Veda calls Shiva as a healer, as a physician. Yate Rudra Shiva Tanu Shiva Vishwaha Bheshaji. Rudra says, hey Rudra, hey Shiva, your very body is a medicine. Like Bhagavan tells, Arunachala is a medicine in the form of the hill, a divine herb in the form of the hill. And for what? Insanity. Ignorance. It is the medicine for ignorance. Ajnana roga. So, you should become aware of the seriousness of the problem. Then you will be very easily, you will come out of it. Sviya bandhaha anyena nivartayitum na shakyate. One's own bondage cannot be removed by somebody else. You have to put all effort. Svenapi, even with yourself. No, that is what Chandrasekhara Bharati is for. Even with your own effort. Sadhana chatushtaya sambatti mata gurum upasadya tanmukataha vedantan shrutva. Even by yourself, you should have all the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Prepare yourself. Acquire all prerequisites. We can say simply in one term, one word, we can say bhakti. The purity of the mind. If that is there, Guru Mupasadya Tanmukhataha Vedantan Shrutva. From the Guru, you directly listen to Vedanta. Then Tadartam Mattva. Then understanding the teaching, Nididhyasya, contemplating on that, Nirvikalpanishtaya. Then absolutely in solitude, you absorb, you meditate, you deeply meditate, Brahma Tattvam Sputam Avagamya. Then crystal clear experience of the truth, then the person becomes free. This is Sarva Prayatnena. This is what Sarva Prayatna means. Now, the Guru is congratulating the disciple. Yastvayadya krita prashnaha Variyan shastra sammataha Sutra prayo nigudharthaha Nyatavyasya mumukshubhihi. The questions which you raised today are Variyan, they are all great, excellent, accepted by those well versed in the Shastras, scriptures, and very what they call sutra. Sutra means aphorisms, aphoristic, full of hidden meaning. And a mumukshu, a person longing for liberation, must know all that. So this is the Guru's appreciation for the disciple. That we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last talk in this series. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव यतो ममात्मा भवसि त्वमेव ततो न वाच्यं मम किञ्चिदस्ति यथा तवेष्टं कुरु मां तथैव त्वाम् आत्मनाथं रमणं भज।